them to reply like 1 minute or 5 minutes or even an hour more. So let's see the challenge, how it works. Let's see this quote first. Every day you code is the day you have won. Every day you code is the day you have won. So every day if you do some stuff like coding, that means you don't waste your time, but you won the day, because you start progressing your skill towards your goal, and that is the good idea. No one can deny this. And then let's see the rules. The first rule is you commit to coding for at least 1 hour each day, and then posting about it for 100 consecutive days. I see, so I have to post at least 100 days, but I expect to be more than 100 days if I can, because learning never stops. Pass from 100 days is just for achievement, but learning is still never stop. So 200 days, 300 days, it doesn't matter, because I'm willing to do code every day. Okay, let's see the second rule. You also commit to encouraging at least 2 people each day by replying to their posts. Okay, so this is very good idea, because you you need to make the community active by doing this second rule. Interesting concept that will make the community more active than like other platform like Twitter, because Discord is where you can interact with other people lively, and that's the best place. And also I am 90% of my time in the social media using Discord. Okay, the second rule is important because it ensures that everyone feels supported. The hardest thing about learning to code is sticking with it. I've said this many times, and I'll say that again. Learning to code is not a technical challenge, it is a motivational challenge. Okay, so one is about technical challenge, but if you have no motivation, it's a bad idea to do the first rule, because you cannot do it consistently without friends, without outer motivation, unless you have a great inner motivation. Okay, if you get enough practice expanding your coding skill, you will eventually become a decent developer, and that's what 100 days of code is all about. Getting 100 days worth of practice. I mean, getting 100 days of any skill is worth of practice, not just coding. But since coding is, there are many platforms, there are many courses of coding, you can boost your code skill through some courses like Free Code Camp or C# in the Microsoft. Yeah, other kind things. There are plenty of them. Okay, Discord is the new Twitter. Social media has kind of been on the decline for a while. Nowadays, many people prefer group chat, forum, Discord server, and other smaller communities that are based around shared interests. Yes, this is very accurate. Like 90%, you could argue that Twitter always was a bunch of separate communities spread across one giant general purpose platform. You had Test Twitter, Learn to Code Twitter, Nigerian Dev Twitter, and so many other cohort of developers. Okay, I'm still optimistic about Twitter and I'm not leaving the platform, but these days I spend a lot more time on Discord. Yes, exactly the same like me. So I wanted to formally expand the 100 days of code rules to also include posting on Discord for everyone who prefers it over Twitter. So my first expectation that I just want to post it on the Discord every day, but since there are other social media like Twitter or X right now, I would like to post it on Twitter as well, because why not, to share more audience. And that's good idea. Free Code Camp has 100 days of code chat room on your community Discord server where we are going to be posting our daily updates. You can join the Free Code Camp Discord. Okay. How do I commit to the 100 days of code challenge? Simply just pause. I'm committing to the 100 days of code challenge starting today on either Twitter, LinkedIn, or in the Free Code Camp Discord 100 days of code chat room. And start voting each day after you finish your coding like this. 100 days of code day, hashtags 100 days of code day 1. I completed the Free Code Camp JavaScript role-playing game project and watched part of Pacer Dorsey's tutorial. Basically this is just like a template that everyone can use, but you do not need to copy and paste exactly the same like this, or whatever it is you did that day, and then be sure to interact with at least 2 other people who post. That's it. Rinse and repeat for 99 more days. What do I learn each day? If you haven't already, I recommend just going through the Free Code Camp core curriculum, which I already opened it before. There are plenty of them, 1, 2, 3, 4 until 12 for the main core curriculum, but of course they have other options if you don't want to start the core curriculum, like maybe you want immediately go to the coding interview preparation, or maybe if you like a challenge, you want to go to Project Euler, or maybe you already start the Odin project in the Odin website. But Free Code Camp I think has collabed with the Odin project, and it's a good idea. Or maybe you want to explore the legacy curriculum, you prefer old curriculum rather than the new one, and that's fine. But guess what, will I take the course? Which one? So basically I'm willing to take this course, New Foundational C# with Microsoft. Why would I want to take this course? Because I see I was modder in the RimWorld community modding server, and it used XML and C# as their main programming language. But at the time, my knowledge is just limited to XML, but C#, I have no knowledge, like 1% only of my knowledge, so that's why I have to pursue this course to make my skill better, and then I can continue my freelance on that platform and hopefully get a balance, a good, well-paid dollars. Okay, let's see. Note that free codecamp also has more than 1,000 free full-length courses on our community YouTube channel, and dozens of free books on freecodecamp.org news. This said, I strongly recommend focusing your time on our interactive curriculum so you can get hands-on experience coding with tests to guide you. Remember, practice makes perfect. Above all else, the free codecamp curriculum is there to give you thousands of hours of coding practice, and for the 100 days of code challenge, you will get at least 100 hours. So the other requirement, I would like to say the third rule, that each day you need to get at least 1 hour, not less than 1 hour, but more than 1 hour. So approximately you will get more than 100 hours for this 100 days of code challenge. But if you want to increase the duration of your learning, that's better. But back to the topic, that consistency is very more important rather than just the duration, because you can just increase the duration if you already consistent for your challenge. Okay, learning to code properly will take a lot of time. The way the human brain works, you want to code just a little every day. 1 hour is fine. Consistently for several years to really become intermediate and then advanced. See, 1 hour is fine, but I'm willing to extend it to maybe 3 hours at the end of the challenge, because I have to be consistent at the first time, and then if I already consistent, I can start to increase my duration of learning. It is usually a mistake. Try and learn intensively by coding all day every day. There are diminishing return to how much you can learn in a single day. This is where the 3 genius of 100 days of code. It helps you get into the rhythm of coding a little each day, and it provides peers who can support you and keep you motivated to stay consistent. I was hoping that you can finish the challenge, take a day or 2 off, then get right back into the rhythm of coding a little every day. Take a day or 2 off. Maybe I will just take a day. Today is too long for me. I will not be consistent if it more than 2 days, but if there something unexpected happens, maybe 2 or 3 days could be happen. We don't know the future. Well, what are you waiting for? Commit to the 100 days of code challenge. I'll see you on Discord, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Happy coding. Let's just start the main video, new foundational. This course offers comprehensive introduction to C# programming covering its course concept, syntax, and practical application in software development. Through hands-on exercise and project, you will learn the fundamental of C#, including variable data types, control, and object-oriented programming principles. By the end of this course, you will have gained the practical skill and knowledge needed to be confidently leverage C# for building application. Interesting. Begin your journey by learning. So write your first code using C#. I actually have done one. This is for my testing purpose, actually not really learning, but let's just do it again. It's develop a strong foundation as you explore the fundamental and syntax of the language, setting the stage for your programming adventure. So this challenge will be partially completed on the Microsoft Learn platform. Follow this instruction. I thought there is a built-in platform in FreeCodeCamp website, but I think they have a collaboration between FreeCodeCamp and Microsoft, and that's good. It doesn't matter. Your text in the write your first C# code module. This is required to earn the write your first code using trophy on Microsoft Learn. So after you've done some course, some portion of course, you will get trophy and experience, and you will level up to show how far is your progression, and that's good. The second one, when you're finished, come back and correctly answer the question below. So this one, you need to answer this after you finish the course. Okay, let's see the website. It's interesting. So if you want to see the path, there are many paths, there are many courses that you can pursue. If I want to C#, so basically I'm still on the part 1. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 part of C#. So each part is expected to be around 4 hours until 7 hours. So it's not really long, but your understanding is more important rather than your quantity. So let's just start. Here I have the Pomodoro application forest. I will start about 60 minutes. After 60 minutes, I will end in. Okay, let's start. Start writing code example to learn the basic of C# syntax. Learning objective. What will I learn for this section is after you complete the module, you will be able to write your first line of C# code. I think it will be hello world because I have done this section. Use a different technique to print a message to a text console. I have learned this too. Diagnosis error when you type code incorrectly. Identify different C# syntax elements like operator, classes, and methods. Just identify is already help you to diagnose errors. Okay, introduction. Everyone loves introduction. The C# programming language allows you to build many types of application like business application to capture, analyze, and process data. This is good category if you want to pursue high-paying job. Maybe dynamic web application that can be accessed from a web browser if you want to make some functional tool in website using C#. I think this is a good idea. It's very dynamic. And then games, both 2D and 3D. Actually, this is my motivation to pursue the C# foundational of Microsoft because I always remote model of using XML, but I'm lack of C# programming skill for the Unity. Financial and scientific application, cloud-based application, and mobile application. This is very general, almost very general information, but I'm still don't have any clue which one is the most recommended, which one is the most efficient, which one is the most powerful category, because it's just like JavaScript. When the first time I see what purpose to make the JavaScript, their purpose is it's like the list like this. It's too general that I still cannot understand which one is the most used, is the most powerful. Like Python is usually for data science. It can be for games, but games it will be too slow because Python is kind of slow, not too fast like C++. Okay, but how do you begin to write an application? Applications are all made up of many lines of code that work together to achieve a task. Before, the best way to learn how to code is to write code. Yes, I agree. It's encouraged that you write code along with the exercise in this module and the others in this learning path. Writing code yourself in each exercise and solving small coding challenge will accelerate your learning. So you will also begin learning small foundational concepts and build on them with conditional practice and exploration. In this module, you'll write your first line of C# code. Yes, we did read this before. By the end of this module, you will be able to standard output of a console like the Windows terminal. Hello world. This line of code will give you your first look at the C# syntax and immediately provide invaluable insights. No, not that one. Okay, next. The second unit, exercise. Write your first code. In this first hand-on exercise, you will Use C# to print a hello world programmer phrase to the standard output of the console. Write your first line of code. There's a long-standing tradition among software developers to print the phrase hello world to the console output windows. As you will experience, you can learn a lot about programming and the C# programming language from this simple exercise. Enter code into the net editor. The net editor and output console provide a great in-browser experience that's perfect for this tutorial approach. The net editor is located on the right hand. So this one is net editor. Okay, you can see this net editor. I think it's different. This is built in the website, unlike most net editor is where it built in the Windows. The output console is below. So the concept I think is just like the free code cam JavaScript. Okay, enter this code exactly as it appears into the net editor on the right. I recommend you to avoid this button because this will be too easy for you and you will not learn significantly. So try to type yourself because it will train your muscle memory. And of course your typing skill. Don't forget semicolon. If you don't put the semicolon, it will result in error. See, the output will be this. You will see an explanation of how and why it works soon, but first you should experience it running and ensure you entered it correctly. To do that, you will run your code. You might be tempted to select copy or run and skip all the keystroke. However, there are benefits to typing code yourself. Entering the code yourself reinforces memory and understanding that will help you gain insights that you wouldn't get otherwise. Run your first code, press the green button. Yes, I did already. The green button performs two tasks. It compiles your code into an executable format that a computer can understand. For example, this text will be compiled into some language that we cannot understand, but computer can understand. It runs. Maybe computer can understand this one, but we cannot understand that language because computer is just understand 1 and 0, true or false, or on or off. That's what computer or CPU understand. Okay, it runs your compiled application and when written correctly will output hello world. Yes, exactly the same. Observe your result in the output console. Observe the result of your code. You should get the following output. Exactly what to do if you get an error message. Writing code. C# is an exercise in precision. If you type just one character incorrectly, you will get an error message in the output area when you run the code. Even if you forgot to put T in the right line word, you will still get an error. Even one character is very important. You need to always watch every character, but I think nowadays AI already does that. Will help you a lot when you miss some characters or maybe you forget to put the semicolon at the end. So AI will help you a lot, but If you want to if you want to learn, it's best not to use AI for your fundamental basic understanding. Okay, you had get the following error message. Wait. Okay, C# is a case-sensitive language, meaning that the C# compiler considers the word console and console without capital and console with capital as different as the word cat and dogs. Console and console. It has different meaning. Maybe it has the same meaning for human, but for computer it has a different meaning, like cat and dogs, as it said in the guide. So capital is matter in C#. The error message can be a bit misleading. You will need to understand the true reason why the error exists, and that comes through learning more about C# syntax. Similarly, if you use single quotation mark to surround the literal string hello world like so. Even single quotation mark, unlike other programming languages where you can use single quotation mark, it will work, but in C# it will not work. See, it doesn't work. You will get the following error message. Yes, again in the line 1, character 19 pointing at the culprit. You can use the message as a clue as you investigate the problem. But what does the error message mean? What exactly is character literal? Later you will learn more about literals of various data types, including character literals. For now, be careful when you are entering code. Fortunately, errors are never permanent. You merely spot the error, fix it, and rerun your code. It will be permanent if you do not change it after that. It will not be permanent if you spot the error message and then you try to fix it. So it depends on you. The code editor is constantly monitoring the code you write by performing pre-completion to find potential error. So this net editor is already have some built-in stuff, like where it can search for errors. If you have an error, it will add red squiggly lines underlining the code that will produce an error. So this is like an AI that will help you to manage your coding stuff. The common mistakes new programmers make: entering lowercase letters instead of capitalizing C in console, or the letters W or L in right line, entering a comma instead of period between console and right line. So if you change this to a comma, it will still result an error. So dot is the correct one. Forgetting to use double quotation mark or using single quotation mark to surround the phrase hello world. Forgetting a semicolon at the end of the comment. So 4 of this list is the common mistake new programmers makes. Okay, the capital, the comma or dot, the double quotation mark, but you using the single quotation mark, and even the most thing that people often do forget is this one, forgetting the semicolon at the end. Okay, each of these mistakes prevent your code from compiling successfully. The code editor highlight pre-compilation error to help you easily identify and correct mistakes as you develop your code. You can think of it like a spell checker that helps you fix grammar spelling errors in a document. Assuming you are successful in the previous steps, let's continue. Yes, that's pretty easy for the beginning stuff. Display a new message in this task. You will comment out the previous line of code, then add new lines of code in the net editor. Modify the code you write so that it's prefaced by code comment using 2 forward slashes. If you add 2 slashes, it will be a comment line. You can create a code comment by prefixing code comments are helpful when you are not ready to delete the code yet, but you want to ignore it for now. You can also use code comment to add message to yourself and others who may later read the code. For example, this is for hello world. So for you in the future, when you want to reread this code, you will be helpful, you will be easier to read. This is something like clean code, and of course other people will be easier to read your code because of the comment. So comment is pretty useful. And then the second purpose, code comments are helpful when you are not ready to delete the code yet. Oh yeah, I see. Maybe you want to save the code for the future. You're scared to forget this code, so you want to comment this line. And then the second one is add new lines of code to match the following color snippets. Console write. Congratulations. Okay, let's just type it. Console write. Okay, why this is all the words on this same line? What do you think? Let's see the explanation. The next one. Press the green button this time. Okay, I did it. The difference between console write and console write line. So this is the reason why it can be the words can be the same on can be the same line. This is the main reason. Right and right line. I see the point is line, but in this word there is no line word. So I think this is the key word. The 3 new lines of code you added demonstrated the difference between the console write line and console write methods. Console write line brings a message to the output console. Okay, it's print out. At the end of the line, it adds a line fit similar to pressing enter or return to create a new line. So if I add this, hopefully it will do the same like pressing enter. Okay, it means that the next line, the next code will be the same like entering, like pressing enter, which means it will go to the next line or the second line of the output. To print the output console but without adding a line feed at the end, you use the second technique, console write. But if you don't want to add a new line for the next code, just remove the line, just only write as expected. So the result is the word on the same line. Update the message, update your code to match the following code snippet. I will just copy this because it's literally the same. I have typed it already. See, it's using line, but what if we remove it? It will be on the same line. But what if the second part I add line? What will be happen? Okay, nothing happens because there is no console write after the second line in the net editor, so it's only space here. It's useless unless you want to add line in the first line. I think connection problem. Press the green button again. This time is okay to following output. This code helps demonstrate the difference between the two methods. A new line is appended by console write line, and console write brings the output on the current line. Congratulations on writing your first line of code. Yes, I'm happy to type my first code. Okay, let's go to the next unit. To understand how your code works, you need to step back and think about what a programming language is. Consider how your code communicates command to the computer. What is a programming language? Programming language like C# let you write instructions that you want the computer to carry out. Each programming language has its own syntax, but after learning your first programming language and attempting to learn another one, you quickly realize that they all share many similar concepts. Yes, like JavaScript has concept like C#, or Java. It's very similar to C#, especially on the OOP, object-oriented programming, classes, the function, the methods, and so on. A programming language job is to allow a human to express their intent in a human-readable and understandable way. The instructions you write in a programming language are called source code, or just code. Software developers write code. At this point, a developer can update and change the code, but the computer cannot understand the code. The code first must be compiled into a format that the computer can understand. What is compilation? A special program called a compiler converts your source code into a different format what the computer central processing unit can execute. When you use the green run button in the previous unit, the code you wrote was first compiled and executed. Why does code need to be compiled? Although most programming languages seem scripted at first, they can be more easily understood by human than the computer preferred language. The CPU understands instructions that are expressed by turning thousands or millions of times, which is either on or off. Compilers bridge these two worlds by translating your human-readable instruction into a computer-understandable set of instructions. So every programming language there are a compiler that it will convert your programming code into where is it? Into the word that can be understood by machine, by the CPU. It will be processed by CPU. So programming language, it will not just immediately go to the CPU, but it needs to be compiled first. After the compilation, it will become a word that can be read by the machine, like this millions of tiny switches either on or off, true or false. This is the main thing that CPU can understand. So yes, this is the keyword translate. So compilation is translating your human readable instruction into a computer understandable set of instruction. So what is syntax? The rules of writing C# code is called syntax. Like this one. The syntax of console, it must be capitalized. This is the rule, you can deny it. If you put console for the C not capital, so that means the syntax is wrong. You don't follow the syntax or rules that applied in the C# syntax. So what is the syntax of the console? The syntax of the console, you need to capitalize the code, the C. So that's it. And every line you need to put semicolons. That's syntax. For the string data types, you need to put double quotation mark. If you put this single quotation mark, that means the syntax is wrong. You need to follow the correct syntax for every programming language such as C#. So, okay. Just like human language have rules regarding punctuation and sentence structure, like grammar, Computer programming languages also have rules. Those rules define the keyword and operator of C# and they are put together to form programs. When you write code into the net editor, you may have noticed subtle change to the color of different words. That symbol syntax highlighting is a helpful feature that you will begin to use to easily spot mistakes in your code that don't conform to the syntax rules of C#. How did your code work? Let's focus on the following lines of code you write. When you run your code, you saw the message "Hello World" was printed to the output console. When the brace is surrounded by a double quotation mark in your C# code, it's called literal string. In other words, you literally wanted the character HELLO and so on sent to the output. The console part is called a class. So this one is class. It's categorized as class on methods. So after a class, there will be a methods like this. You could say the method like live inside of a class to visit the method. You must know which class it's in. You must know what class. For now, think of a class as a way to represent an object. Okay. In this case, all of the methods that operate on your output console are defined inside of the console class. Okay, so you need to set up what class you want to type. After that, there are many options, but it's limited to the console class. Like if you put console class, your method option will be 1, 2, 3. But if you put maybe like chicken class, your next methods option will be limited to 4, 5, 6. But maybe if you put airplane class, your next methods options will be limited to 7, 8, 9. I guess the concept is like that. There is also a dot or period that separate the class name and the method. Yeah, it needs separate or else it will be joined and it will be questionable, and I will not understand if there is no dot, if there is no dot here. The period is the member access operator. So it's operator. In other words, the dot is how you navigate from the class to one of its methods. So it's bridge between class to the methods. The right line part is called a method. You can always, so this one is method. As I said before, you can always spot a method because it has a set of parentheses after it. Its method has one job. The right line method job is to write a line of data to the output console here. The data that's printed is sent in between opening and closing parentheses as an input parameter. So this is the data so this one will be the output here. So this job is to bring data inside of the parentheses to become the output in the net editor. The data that's printed is sent in between the opening and closing parentheses. Okay, some method needs need input parameter while others don't. But if you want to invoke a method, you must always use the parenthesis after the method name. Okay, you must always use the parenthesis after. Okay, the parentheses are known as the method invocation operator, so it's still categorized as operator too, but I still not understand what is method invocation and member access. Maybe I will understand someday. Finally, the semicolon in the end of statement operator. So this is a statement operator. This one is member access. The period one. Okay, the period one is member access. This one is method invocation because it's invoke the operator, invoke the method of this word line, and then this is a statement. A statement is complete instruction in C#. The semicolon is still the compiler. Okay, don't worry if all of this idea these ideas and terms don't make sense. For now, all you need to remember so semicolon is for it must be in the end of the statement, so this will not become a statement if there is no semicolon statement. Okay, don't worry if remain the same. Whether you get stuck and need to pick at the solution or you finish successfully, continue to the next unit to feel a solution to this challenge. If you're stuck, try to read it again, the unit that you have learned in the previous one. But if you think that you have successfully understand what the unit or guide explain to you, you can easily continue to the next unit. So review. After you code some stuff, it's best to review the solution. The following code is one possible solution for the challenge from the previous unit. Console right line. Okay, this is the answer. This is our answer, but the output is still the same. This is the first line. He used console right, console right, console right, with only just one right line. So let's just copy. The result will be the same, I think. Yeah, it's the same. This code is code why? If If you were successful, congratulations. Continue to the next unit for knowledge check. If you had trouble completing this challenge, review the previous unit before you continue. Exactly important. I will do it every time I get stuck in the unit. Knowledge check. What is the primary job of the compiler? The compiler. So disclaimer that this is I haven't done this yet, so it's real. I'm doing this, and for the forward. What is the primary job of the compiler? The compiler primary execute your code. Execute? No. The compiler is primarily convert your code into an executable format that the computer can understand, that the CPU can understand. So it's translation between two languages. The first language is code is programming language that can be understood by human, and then it's converted by the compiler so that the computer can understand. I don't know the executable format is, but I think it's some language that machine can understand, like 1 or 0, or true or false, or on or off of the million switch. Which of the following statement is true about C#? C# is guess it's sensitive actually. Console is omitted and right line is class. No, it's reversed. You use double quotation mark to create a literal string. Yes, not single quotation mark. What is wrong with this line of code? Console right line. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with this line of code? Console right line. It's missing the semicolon at the end. There is no semicolon here, so it must be wrong. Yes, check answer. Yes, I did correct all of it. So complete the module. Yes, finally my first write your first C# code for the part 1, but this is just a small portion. There are more units, there are more course to be pursued. If you earned an achievement, congratulations, but what should you do next? Whereas let's share your achievement, you put that in the time to learn something, let your network share in your victory. Thank you. Don't lose your momentum, keep learning. Below you will find recommended content to help you along your path. So the next module, oh yeah, I forgot this one. This should be the same quiz like before. This one, submit, go to the next challenge. Oh yeah, the next challenge, I haven't done this yet. Okay, I think for today is enough. I will continue tomorrow, the second day, day 2. Okay guys, I see you next time. Bye bye.